Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for I guess, the weather we're having, even though it's dry. We need a rain. We will pray for a rain. And we thank all the people of the county and thank you for the county itself and leading guidance and direction and making the decision for the best for the people in the county. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Motion to approve the agenda. If I can get one.
What motion approved?
Yeah, yes. I have a second. Motion and a second, approve the agenda.
We've got some additions, don't we?
I've got a couple of additions.
Okay, well, let me get this right in and we'll start. I've got a motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor, raise your right hand.
With the additions,
Sir?
with the additions to the agenda.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have that, since we already got this done, we can have that next, can't? All right, go right ahead.
Ms. Westbrook, starting in section 1, first item on the agenda is board adoption of proclamation recognizing the 20th anniversary of the Early Learning Coalition of Northwest Florida. We're going to ask Ms. Mary Smith to read the proclamation, and then the representatives from the Early Learning Coalition come up, and Mr. Westbrook will present you with the proclamation. Go ahead, Ms. Mary.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and invite them up while I'm reading the proclamation. We have Jean Hitchcock, Susan Gage, and Sam Sweezy with the Early Learning Coalition in Northwest Florida. And they have served the children and families of our region for 20 years. And I'm going to go ahead and read the proclamation before y'all make a motion to adopt it, the resolution. Whereas the Early Learning Coalition in Northwest Florida has served the children and families of our region with unwavering dedication for 20 years, ensuring access to high-quality early learning opportunities, and whereas the ELCNWF exists to help grow healthy children, parents, and the relationships between them, and whereas early learning is the foundation for lifelong success, fostering cognitive, social, and emotional development during the most critical years of a child's life. And whereas the ELCNWF recognized that parents are a child's first teacher, and whereas ELCNWF has partnered with families, educators, and community leaders to promote school readiness, support working parents, and strengthen the future workforce of Northwest Florida. And whereas the coalition's efforts have empowered thousands of children to enter kindergarten, prepared to learn, grow, and thrive. And whereas we proudly recognize the unwavering dedication of our child care providers, whose compassion, resilience, and commitment to early learning have helped shape the futures of countless children and families across Northwest Florida. And whereas the Jackson County Board of County Commissioners recognizes the transformative impact of early childhood education and the essential role ELCNWF plays in building a stronger, more equitable community. Now, therefore, we, the Jackson County Board of County Commissioners, by virtue of the authority vested in us by the laws of Jackson County, Florida, do hereby proclaim September 23rd, 2025 as Early Learning Coalition of Northwest Florida Day in Jackson County, and do hereby urge all citizens of Jackson County to observe this day and to help advocate the event. Proclaimed on this day, the 23rd day of September 2025, and we're asking the board to adopt this proclamation.
Yes. Move adoption of the proclamation.
Have a motion,
Second.
second. To adopt. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign.
All right, we'd like to get it.
No problem. As you're coming forward, I would say that anytime somebody helps a child, that's very commendable. Everybody's not as fortunate as some of us.
Chairman, are you?
Dive over or what?
Jump over.
Roll over.
Say while the chairman's making his way down, there certainly isn't anything else more than what was said in the proclamation, so well read by Mary. So congratulations on the anniversary, 20th anniversary, and congratulations on all the good work that you guys do.
All right.
Okay, can I just take a few? 1, 2, 3, smile. 1, 2, 3, smile. 1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you. That's it. Thank you. Thank you.
We do appreciate everyone coming. We all can, we're glad that you can watch us and see over us and everything like that. So thank you very much. With the board, okay, I'll say that for. Thank you. Move ahead.
You ready, Mr. Westbrook? Next item.
Yes, sir.
Next item, Mr. Westbrook, number 2 is, request approval of resolution, to appoint the administrative official in charge of plat and, replat approvals. This is in conjunction with the recent change in state law where, if a county has a approved ordinance which, describes what is required to approve a platting of a subdivision or replatting, then it does not require to go before the approval board, the Board of County Commissioners or the Planning Commission, unless there is a variance to, request it in conjunction with that.
Does that have any size involved with it, or is it all of them?
It's both the minor and major, plat approval.
As
But
long as-
again, as long as there's no variance requested in conjunction with it.
But you can ask for a variance.
Yes, sir. We're asking the commission to approve the resolution, as described in the, agenda book.
Mr. Chairman, I'll
Go ahead.
offer a motion to approve the resolution and I'll authorize you, Chairman, to sign it.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Donapro, Mr. Grant. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Unanimous consent. Go right ahead.
Mr. Westbrook, under section 2, public hearing, this is a request board approval of Green Road, Hussey Road mini farm subdivision. It's a 10 lot minor residential subdivision on approximately 36 acres. And the, planning and zoning commission, or the zoning commission met September the 8th and reviewed the proposal, and it was, approved and passed unanimously to recommend approval to the Board of County Commissioners. We're asking for board approval tonight, but I think there are people here that want to speak in conjunction with this agenda item.
Okay. Mr. Green, would you like to come forward?
Is this a public hearing tonight?
No, sir, this is approval.
So it's under public hearing here.
Under first public, it is public hearing, I'm sorry.
Can I speak or not?
Thank you for coming. The board has a policy of 3, 4, 5 minutes. We'll extend you a little bit, it's pretty thick. Go ahead.
Rick, my part of it is I've been trying for a week to see if I get information on this. And I finally got some information on it. But what I understood, and I can read through the planning committee, the committee should be there to help the people of Jackson County. The properties across the road from my house, ain't nobody there in Jackson County. They come out of New York. They come way over from Billings, Montana. They would never been here. They ain't paid no taxes. I'm the one that paid the taxes, but it's not benefiting me for what they're doing. Because I read it in here, it says that you should look at what it does to benefit the county, to benefit the citizens of the county. It ain't benefit me at all. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to look at, there's nobody checked it to see if there's water across there. And we approved it. Jamie drilled a well at my house, he's drilled 4 times. And now here we are, we selling 2.5 acres, and we don't know where we're gonna get water. Sure don't know where we're gonna approve a septic tank. They had to come out and test mine years ago, and they wouldn't let me put a foot under the ground. But that clay dirt out there, it changes from here to Mr. Westbrook, so you don't know what you're getting. So here you are selling something to an individual that you don't know where they're gonna get a septic tank or they're gonna get a well. And there's no way out there that we can hook up to the Florida sewer system or the Marietta sewer system because there ain't one out there. So what are we gonna do about that? I don't know if anybody has went out there and checked anything. They measured it off 3 times, but they haven't went out there and done a test of the land to see where it was feasible to drill a well. But you talk about 10 wells. And I don't know where you'll get them, if you can get them. And the other thing, what makes a piece of property like that residential or non-residential? Somebody clarify that. How many houses do you have to have on it to be residential?
Are you asking that in form of a question? Are you asking that?
I'm asking that question.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, there's 10 lots, and that's 2.5, or 2.5 to 4.85. Is that, how many acres total is that per lot? It ranges from 2.5 acres to 4.85, almost 3 acres, and one's almost, well, one's 3 and one almost 5. Is that, do you know if that's, the 10 lots, each one of them gonna range anywhere from almost 3 acres to almost 5 acres a piece? Or is all that in?
Last I was told, they could only get 2.3 out of it. Because they went out there and measured it, and this is what gets me. They went out there with some kind of survey bunch and they measured it. Then they wrote them a letter and told them they had to give the money back because there wasn't enough land there for 2.5 acres. So I know the guy that lived across the road with me in a tent, he moved out and left because they paid him the money back. They gave him all of his money back because he paid there for 6 months and paid it in. Well, they couldn't get him to 2.5 acres because the land wasn't there. But that still didn't answer my question. My question before the board and the people here is what is residential and what is non-residential? How many houses does it take to be residential?
Let me ask you this question, if I may interrupt. Did you go to the meeting and did you ask a question at the meeting? As you ask,
Planning
Commission.
planning.
He was at the planning.
I was at the planning.
yeah,
I was there. I didn't ask the question
okay,
because I wasn't sure about it. Because like I said, when you get down to it, there's a part right in here that clarifies where it's non-residential or it's residential. Now, how do you get to residential or non-residential?
Kim right there, they do community development.
Mr. Chair, our community development director speak on that issue?
okay. Well, let Ms. Green finish and then I'll recognize you. Go ahead.
Okay, well, that's only part I had. I had one question at the back of this, and it states residential, non-residential, but it's agricultural to land. And see, that was my problem to start with when I started investigating this. I thought it was category 1. But when I called up to the office this morning, they said it was category 2. So I started researching on category 2. And now I get down here that I'm trying to figure out what's residential and what's not residential. But I don't know. And then my concern is about the well and the septic tanks and all that. I'm through. Go ahead.
If you're finished. Okay, Ms. Reed.
So to answer the question about residential versus non-residential, and that 1 and 2 that Mr. Green is speaking about, the county has different future land use designations, and agriculture 1 is one of them and agriculture 2 is the other. Mr. Green was apparently under the impression that this area is in agriculture 1, but it is in fact in agriculture 2. And agriculture 2 allows residential development at a density of 1 dwelling unit per acre. So you have to have 1 acre at least to put a residence on the property. And so obviously, based on the information that you guys have in front of you, this division meets that requirement. As far as well and septic tank, Those are all regulated through the state. The county does not regulate well and septic tank placement, but the minimum in the Florida statutes is 1/2 acre for a well and septic tank. So it's possible, I guess, that there wouldn't be water when they drill a well, but they may have to drill it. I mean, Mr. Westbrook, you would know better than I would about drilling wells in that area. And they would be allowed a septic tank because there's no environmental sensitivity on the parcels. And the total parcel is 36 acres that they're dividing into 10 lots these sizes.
I would recommend anyone that drill a well there in most of those places, not that I'm got a dog in the fight. But it's a hit and miss, as Mr. Green has told you, it's a hit and miss. I drilled his yard full of holes to get a well. Anyway, but I got one, best part.
See, the part right here that I was trying to get her to clarify was, it was saying that had to be pretty close to a highway if it's non-residential. But how many houses does it take to make it residential? One house in one piece of property. But if you're doing 10 on 35 acres, is that residential?
The applicant is requesting approval of a residential subdivision. So this is not a non-residential subdivision. And what Mr. Green has up here is the commercial development in Ag 2 criteria that's in our comprehensive plan. So this is a residential subdivision.
Okay.
Ms. Sweetie, you want to comment further? Mandy, you want to speak?
I'm Martha Scugan, I'm the attorney representing the developer, and you've answered most of the questions that I was prepared to answer. It is a 36 acre tract, would be entitled to 1 acre, 1 dwelling per acre. There could be 36 potential lots, but this developer has said he'd like to break it into the 10 acres with, as mini farms is what they're calling it. But it's 2.5 acres to 4.85 acres. It's gone through the planning board, it's gone through the inspections, and they've recommended that it be approved.
That land was in planted timber for many, many years. It was not in but that's the same as agriculture. We all feel like in this county anyway. Anybody else?
I think Ms. Mercer would like to speak, Mr. Chair.
Okay, come right ahead.
Mine mainly is like the roads and the drainage, because I live west of that property, and actually my property is kind of behind it and to the west of it. My driveway stays, whenever they do this development, will they consider this drainage and the road? Are they gonna do anything different drainage wise?
Each one of these properties are accessible via the dirt road. There is no private road going in.
No, right.
They'd have to create one pretty quick there if they subdivide it.
But my question, so when the trees go down, we're gonna have issues when it rains. Because right now my drive catches all the rain that's not going anywhere else. And there's gonna be no buffer. And that's another question. Whenever they do this subdivision, are they going to leave in like a natural buffer around the property? Is that stipulated into it? Because no.
Because it's like,
Okay. Let me make sure I don't before I go. I'm guessing not. So no stipulations, no buffers, no nothing, just cut the trees down and go.
So
I'm asking, I have horses in that pasture behind that property.
our regulations don't require buffering between like uses, and because the uses in this vicinity are also residential, large lot residential, no buffering would be required.
buffering is typically required, just like what you said, when you've got, adjacencies between different types of development, and you want to provide that buffer between a retail facility and a residential type lot. So, this is basically just large lots that single family homes are going to go on. And, it's just like any other person that, is going to put a single family home. We're not required to retain water on that lot. You're not required to improve the road right away. It's really no different than that, other than it's in a subdivision.
But before they'll put now, in most places, before they'll, put power up there to you, you've got to, they want you to have water, because we had just a few days back, same thing in Jackson County on the river. So that's something to bear in mind. Go ahead.
They mentioned something about water putting on other people that's already there. Or they, some kind of provisions that they're not supposed to do any type of landscaping to turn water towards somebody else's property.
The Florida statutes requires stormwater for specific uses, but this type of use is not one, single lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were
Single
concerned
family.
about that.
He's
do
concerned
something
about
to-
the water
I don't
on
know
the
if we-
road, actually. Is that Green Road? Yeah. So she's concerned about the water that comes on Green Road already, that drains into her driveway. And she's concerned that when they cut the trees down on this property, that it'll become worse. I mean, it's a public road. It's maintained by the county. And there's nothing that would require additional stormwater review on a single family lot.
Okay, thank you.
There's a bigger well to the east of that, probably, I'd say close to a quarter of a mile, that I drilled an irrigation well there, 1,000 gallons a minute. There's water there. You're just gonna have to go to get it. Anyway, if there's any question about that, that's on file. Not that I want to bring any attention to myself about drilling the well.
Well, I mean, relative to water and the septic tank, I mean, it's really not much different than anybody that would purchase just a 2.5 acres as an individual piece of property and want to build a house out there. I mean, they're gonna be facing the same sort of risk that these people will. I mean, if you buy 2 acres out anywhere else and you put a single family home there, you're gonna have to drill a well, or you have to put a septic tank on that 2.5 acres. So it's, the only difference is this is 10 larger lots instead of, one single small lot.
Well, if a question is, would it wash? Yeah, more raw land you have, the worse it'll wash. From up a hill and any which direction you go. Anybody got anything else? Anybody in the audience want to speak? Mr. Weezy, you have anything else? Go ahead, Adam. Come ahead, come to the podium. Thank you.
You was talking about the wells. We was talking about getting it on 2 acres. I had more than 2 acres right there. How far did you have to move from one well to the next well to get water?
Quite a bit.
You went 3 times, 4 times, sorry.
150, 200 feet probably.
So,
Where I drilled the first hole on your land, where I made your well,
yeah,
probably
didn't
150,
work.
200 feet.
There are state regulations that regulate how far a well has to be from another well, how far a well has to be from a piece of property line, how far a well has to be from a septic tank, how far a septic tank has to be from a property line and edge of water. So all of those things apply. All of those same state statutes apply to each one of these pieces of property.
Only regulation you'll have is the septic tank. You can drill that 6 inches from the property line if you want to. That, I know that's not a very smart thing to do, but
And there is a separation distance between a well and a septic tank and drain.
yes, sir. Yes, all the drain feet,
75 feet.
75 feet.
But in that category, what I'm trying to explain to you, that land out there is not like a bunch of this land up here. You may I may be plowing in that field and it may be sand beds. And then I hit a clay gall and it may be clay for an acre. You don't get much out of that clay. You know, and it's hard to drill a well in that clay until you get the rock. So what I'm trying to say is nobody's come out there and tested it. Like I said, he drilled 4 times, I think, to get in mine, right there, 3. But
The subdivision lots are gonna be sold to individuals. It would be up to that individual to do their due diligence before they buy that piece of property. Just like a piece of property that you were gonna buy or I was gonna buy. It's up to us to do whatever due diligence you need to protect yourself.
okay, I agree with that. Like I said, it's, maybe they make it, maybe they don't. I don't know, but then we go back to where school bus, and this is what I talked about the other day about the roads. Then right there by my house divides up to where you go to school at. This side goes to Malone, that side goes to Sneeze and Cran Ridge. Now, has anybody ever figured on how many people move in there? How are we gonna haul them? Where are we gonna haul them to? We gonna spend county money to haul them? Don't have to. And it's just like, I know a place in Malone up there close to it. They up there trying to put 20-something people in one house. So yeah, you saying, yeah, one residence, but you gotta look at what you're doing because we may have 100 people out there in that yard. Cause they get up there to work, farm. We don't know how many lives in the house. And like I'm saying, I didn't see no stipulations on who was gonna live in it and what they lived in. Cause when I talked to everyone I've talked to that's moved in there, one of them moved in a tent, stayed there 6-8 months. The other one was gonna put him in one of them portable buildings that he was gonna live in it. And another one was gonna put in a shed and wall it in. We ain't got no stipulations. I don't really care what they live in over there, but I don't wanna have to be scared. You know, a lot of times I never lock my door because I ain't scared. But when you put 10 houses over there that I don't know who they are, you causing me to lock my door and I got to live scared all the time. You know, I never worried about it for years because I knew who was around me. And now I don't. So you changed my lifestyle a whole lot. You know? Thank you.
Thank you. You have anything else this week?
I did want to state that after the planning commission meeting, and this is in your packet, the developer did put some restrictions, some covenants on the property, to that no further subdivision of the property could occur, and that only 1 house per lot could be developed, and no used mobile homes.
So in other words, the maximum number of single family residences that will occur at this subdivision will be 10.
Correct.
No used mobile homes, and there's no further subdivision of these lots. So
That is correct.
Anybody else?
gotta close out the public hearing if there's.
Go ahead, Mr. Grant.
Yeah, Mr. Westbrook,
Yes, sir.
in this public hearing section, all 4 of these agenda items, we're gonna have to open a public hearing, listen to comments, close the public hearing, and then the chair will ask for a vote on each individual item. So, close.
And when are we gonna have that?
Yeah, you've got a public hearing open now. You can close this one and take action on this number 1 item.
What's the board's pleasure?
I
You
think,
you close the public hearing as the chairman. You close it and we'll.
I will. If the board ain't got anything else to say, go ahead.
I think based on everything, being in place according to the community development, if I had a piece of property and trying to sell it and everything fell into place, I feel like it should be my right to sell it. I always thought if something's come up for sale and you didn't want somebody to move in, you'd buy it and you control it that way. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to stop. You know, if somebody's selling some property off and everything meets all regulations. So by that, I make a motion to approve it.
Second motion.
Motion. And a second to approve, all in favor, raise your right hand.
I got a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize.
You keep saying somebody's lived out there in the tent. Is someone living there now?
So that came up because the developer sold the right to some of the lots before the subdivision was completed. And we sent a letter from code enforcement telling him that that was against our regulations. So when code enforcement went out there, well, we got a report that someone was living out there. So we sent code enforcement out there. And there was a man living in, well, a couple living in a tent out there. And since we actually took the case to the magistrate, and the developer was fined for pre-selling the lots before the subdivision was approved. So the developer apparently, now I did not talk to the developer about this, but I have heard that the developer gave that couple's money back and told them to vacate the property.
But there's no one living in a tent right now on the property.
That's my understanding.
Well, Mr. Green, is it? Is somebody living out there now?
Did the guy
I seen them pass by, and I don't know if they're living out there now or not, I don't go down there and post it. But I know what he told me when he come to my house to get water, he was living in a tent. Now, I've seen him come by the last couple of days, he still got a mailbox up there, but I don't know what's in there. I don't want to look, what's got posted for me. But, from what I understand is, I know three pieces of property already been sold, out of there. So the other guy come and talked to me about it, and I told him I don't know anything about it. Because he was the one that lived in Michigan. So he said he can't get his
So,
camper trailer in there because he don't know where it's at.
so tell us why you're against somebody buying those lots.
I'm not really against them buying it. I have no problem.
Uh-huh.
And and you talked about a while ago that we had the money. We put in a bid on that land. And let me tell you something. You can't afford to buy land for $12,000 an acre, farm it out. Now, I don't know where you come from, but you can't do it. Ain't no way possible. But now I would have liked to see it went to some local young person that needed it. Than to go to people out of Texas and New York and Wyoming or wherever. It ain't no local. Locals ain't gonna buy it. Cause land don't sell that high down here. They do if you come out of New York or South Florida. Land around us right now, the highest I've seen it sells $3,400. And you selling it for 12? I don't need no house. And I don't have no problem with what they're selling it for, but it's not local people doing it.
But the flip side of that is that there are people that live in California and New York and other places that don't like living there anymore. And they'll think of that property as being sold cheap, and then they move there, they build a house, they paying taxes, and they become local.
Okay, did you read that book that I had a while ago that said that you were supposed to see if you could satisfy the citizens of Jackson County? That ain't satisfying Jackson County. That's satisfying somebody way off over yonder. And they really don't care. Because the one that moved in a tent down there didn't have nothing. He didn't even have enough money to pay the down payment. He was paying it by the month.
Go ahead, Mr. Crutchfield.
I have two questions, one for Kim for sure, but on the $12,000 a lot or $20,000 a lot, I know some lot, just for a lot or a couple acres or half, I'll say half, an acre that would approve, like she said there, if people pay up 25,000 for it. Some cases, they'll pay more for a small lot. If you want to buy a whole 36 acres for $12,000, if that's what they wanted, but the problem is, if that's what they wanted and they can get it, you can't blame them for getting it. But, you can't afford to buy it, so it kind of puts you.
That goes back to the same thing. I've been farming all my life.
Yeah.
And you taking farmland out of Jackson County and put it in residential, and you can't farm it no more when it gets 10 houses on it. You through.
That's
Now,
true.
how much you sell it for, that's fine.
That's
But one of
true.
these days, you're gonna go to the grocery store and there ain't gonna be nothing in there.
That's true, but
Cause there ain't gonna be no tractors to run, ain't gonna be no land. So you do whatever you want to, but you ain't hurting. I'm 70 years old, I probably won't ever see it. But it's coming,
Yeah.
because you can't farm it. Tractors cost you $200,000, piece of equipment costs you $200,000. A young farmer coming out of school cannot start farming. It'll take him $2 million. So we ain't got no people coming out, okay, we're gonna graduate from here and we're going to farm. That ain't gonna happen.
You got it.
Kim, the question I got, this is Kim.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I think I know the answer to that, but if somebody buys a lot, like I say, it can't be no used mobile home, gotta be new or a house. And they can't put up a tent and stay in it. They can't, I mean, they may do that, but if somebody calls, like say, you get code enforcement to go out there. I mean, that's not what people, they may want to do that to start with, but they can't do that, can they?
No, they cannot,
Okay.
not legally. I mean, they can, but not legally.
Anybody got anything else?
That's all.
There was people on that matter, what you just said about COVID.
2 minutes. We gonna have a vote here just a
They
second.
did go out there right after he moved in. And they got a call, one of the people around there, they called the law to it. And the first thing was, he was parking in the middle of the road. He didn't have no place to park because they wouldn't let him clean up another place to put his trailers and his vehicles and all of his stuff. So he parked in the road. So I went down there one night. Well, here's the trailer sitting in the middle of the dirt road. Ain't enough room hardly to park. I went down there and told him, look, you take your stuff over and put it in my yard, because I don't want nobody getting killed down there. And so he put it in my yard. But the law come down there 3 times. And every time they come down there, they told him he had the right to stay there, because the realtor company said that the land owned to them and they could let anybody camp where they wanted to. So the law come down there 3 times, and he stayed 6 months after that.
Anything else? Got a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor, raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0.
Okay, Mr. Westbrook,
Let's go.
we go to into public hearing number 2. If that's okay with you.
Sure.
This is a request board review and approval for general development order and special exception for Happy Green Acres RV Park Flea Market on Highway 90, just west of Cottondale. And we're asking for board to receive comments and then close the public hearing and vote on the request.
All right. What's the board's pleasure,
Yes, if anybody didn't comment,
sir?
if anybody got any comment.
That's what I'm saying, the board's pleasure. I'd let the board speak before I would somebody in the crowd.
Yeah.
That's what you got from getting elected, and
Yeah,
as
yeah,
my friend
yeah.
Willis Fire said one time, we had to get elected. We losing our crowd fast.
Does anybody ask?
All right, what's the board's pleasure?
Does anybody in the audience want to speak?
Anybody in the public wanting to speak on this issue?
Anybody want to speak, but they leave in fashion. I don't see anybody out there, but, 2 or 3 or 4 that in the public. Rest of them's employees in Jackson County.
If there's,
Close out the public hearing and we'll take a vote on it.
Thank you.
I make a motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve. Second. Got a second, Mr. Dr. Spire. All in favor, signify by saying with the right hand. All opposed, the same sign. Carry, move on.
okay, Mr. Westbrook,
Yes, sir.
we go into public hearing number 3. And this is a second reading and adoption of change to the floodplain management ordinance for Jackson County. This is a Florida Division Emergency Management review of our floodplain ordinance. They've suggested changes. We've made those changes and we're asking the board to entertain public comment. And then if there isn't any, then we close and have the board vote on it and adopt it.
We'll entertain anybody from the public wants to speak, go right ahead. I would ask a question over, yes, ma'am, go ahead, come on. Yes, ma'am.
On the flood thing, is that gonna like with our insurance that you're changing this ordinance with the flood, with the
Thank you.
insurance, getting flood insurance?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and speak for Ms. Sweezy on that. This would not change the flood insurance, requirements. It does, but it's just addressing the floodplains in Jackson County. That's all it does. Has nothing to do with insurance rates or anything like that.
Is that correct?
Thank you for asking the same question I wanted to ask, go right ahead. Go ahead.
Well, is there anybody else in the public that wants to make a comment before I ask my
If they do,
question?
they better be saying it, cause we got to move on. I've offered that one time, how many times you want me to, 2 or 3 more? I'll offer it. Anybody else? All you gotta do is come forward. That's all we got, plenty of time. What you think now?
My question is, I've read through this pretty quickly, but I didn't see anything that was really substantive in the way of changes. Is that a fair assessment, Ms. Sweezy or Ms. Jordan?
Yeah, it's really just changing the numbering scheme. It's almost exactly the same as what we had previously.
Okay, with that being said, I'll move to adopt the changes to the floodplain management ordinance and authorize you, Mr. Chairman, to sign it.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. All opposed, same sign, unanimous. Then, move it on.
Do we need to read that ordinance? That was okay. If it's okay with the chair, I'll read the ordinance by title only.
That'll be fine.
Okay, an ordinance of Jackson County Board of County Commissioners amending chapter 24 of the county code of ordinances to comply with the mandatory federal legislative updates required by the state of Florida. It's SB 784, providing for applicability and servability and providing for an effective date.
Any comment now? Better say it if you ever hold your peace.
And so the commission has already voted on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to give them another chance.
We ready for public hearing number 4?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm just dying to hear another.
This is the second reading and adoption of changes to subdivision ordinance. This goes back to the change in state law recently in July. We're asking the board to allow us to read the ordinance by title only and then take action on it after the public hearing is closed.
What's the board's pleasure?
I'll ask the administrator to read it by title.
An ordinance of the Jackson County Board of County Commissioners amending chapter 42 of the County Code of Ordinances to comply with mandatory legislative updates required by the state of Florida's SB 784, providing for applicability and servability and providing for an effective date.
Thank you.
That was good. That was good. You sound like that lady in the legislature. Okay. Board pleasure.
Ask for any public comment and then close out the public hearing.
And these changes are substantive in nature, but they're mandatory. So.
Anybody wants to comment, you know that. If you don't, we'll tell you again. Got it out there, that suit y'all. All right,
Ready?
you ready to vote?
Yeah, we need to make a motion, though.
Yeah, I bet I'd have one.
Mr. Chairman, I
Yeah.
move that we approve the changes to the subdivision ordinance and set an effective date of July 1st, 2025, we're a little late, and authorize you to sign.
Yeah. Motion by Mr. Bryant, second by Dr. Fires. All in favor, raise the right hand. All opposed, same sign. Move along.
Okay, going into section number 3, Mr. Westbrook.
Yes.
Item number 1, this our community development section, we're requesting board approval of variance to section 42-69 of the Jackson County Code of Ordinances. This variance is associated with the construction of a gazebo on property adjacent to the mill pond. There is a requirement of a 50-foot setback. The planning commission agreed to a variance of allowing a 20-foot setback instead of a 50-foot setback, asking for board approval.
And this is compatible with, recent precedent
This,
along the mill pond with other
according to
developments.
staff, it is, Mr. Donford.
I offer a motion to approve the variance and allow the gazebo to be placed 20 feet from the mill pond.
I have a motion and a second. To have a request and get the variance approved by vote. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign, move along.
Mr. Westbrook, item number 2, this request board approval to set a public hearing for small scale amendment for the low stress country market LLC, which is going to be located on Highway 90 at the intersection of Highway 90 and Old Cottondale Road, asking the board to allow us to set a public hearing to change land use on two parcels from Ag 2 to mixed use.
Offer a motion, Mr. Chairman, to set a public hearing for the next Board of County Commissioner meeting, which is October 14th.
Motion and second, got 2 seconds. We getting speedier.
Yes.
Anyway. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign, move along. Unanimous consent.
Mr. Westbrook, item number 3 is request board approval of a variance to the Jackson County Code of Ordinances. This is for to allow a construction of a home to be placed on a lot line of 2 lots in the country, in the Compass Lake in the Hills area. We're asking for board approval of the variance.
We've done this recently several times.
We have.
Offer a motion that this variance be approved.
Got a motion for the variance to be approved. I have a second.
Second.
Got a second from Mr. Crutchfield.
Question,
Got a question from Mr. Branch. Go right ahead.
these people own 2 lots and they're asking to put a house in the middle of those 2 lots.
Yes.
So, one verify.
Anything? Go ahead, Mr. Crutch.
No,
I thought you
wanted.
I thought you wanted to Plat. All in favor, raise your right hand. Vote. All opposed, same sign. Move along.
Mr. Westbrook, item number 4 in this section is board review and certification of the SHIP annual report. And Ms. Weezy, this is a requirement of the state for them to review and certify. So, asking for board certification of the annual report to go back to the state of Florida.
What's the board's pleasure?
Recommend approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve for the certification of the SHIP annual report. All in favor, raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. That's a good program. It helps people that sometimes struggle. All right.
Moving into section number 4, Mr. Westbrook, the first item is the consent agenda, which is to pay bills and request board approval of right-of-way use permit.
Offer a motion to approve the consent agenda as included in the package.
Motion to approve and second from Dr. Spire. All in favor, raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. Move along.
Mr. Westbrook, item number 2 is request for board approval of training reimbursement from local law funds, as the local law funds require board approval for usage. What the sheriff is asking for approval of use of those funds to pay for required training at the sheriff's department.
Y'all heard the recommendation. What's the board's pleasure?
Approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. The sheriff's office can spend the money.
Moving on to the next item, Mr. Westbrook, this is a request board approval, office space agreement between, the Jackson County Health Department and Jackson County Board of County Commissioners. This is a renewal of the, current document. It's nothing new and no significant changes. The only rent that the, Board of County Commissioners pays is, by paying a portion of the utility expenses, which is based on percentage of square foot that we occupy,
Which is,
asking for board approval.
which is the same as what it has been.
Yes,
I'll offer a motion to approve the renewal of the office space agreement. And authorize you, Mr. Westbrook, to sign.
I can do it. Second. Yeah, motion and a second to approve. All in favor, raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. Unanimous.
Nick. Okay to move forward, Mr. Westbrook?
Ma'am.
Okay to move forward?
Sure, yes, sir.
Okay, item number
Thank
4.
you.
Mr. Westbrook, is the request for library state aid grant proposal. We're asking, this is annual grant funds that the library receives from the state of Florida. And in order to receive those funds, we're asking for the commission to authorize execution of the agreement between the state library grant, between the state and our library.
Chair, I move approval.
Have a motion and a second to approve library fund. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Unanimous consent. Go right ahead, sir.
Item number 5, Mr. Westbrook, is
Yes.
request approval of Florida DOT off-system bridge project agreement. This is an agreement between Jackson County Board of County Commissioners and the Florida Department of Transportation, which will allow them to spend their money on replacement of this bridge, which includes design and construction.
That would be one.
I make a motion to approve.
Got a motion? Second. Got a second. Motion and a second to approve. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Move along.
Mr. Westbrook, the next item, number 6, is request board approval of a memorandum of understanding between the Jackson County Soil and Water Conservation District and the Board of County Commissioners. This is a renewal of an old agreement that we have where the county actually provides staff to the Jackson Soil and Water Conservation District. And it outlines the details under which we provide that staff. They are responsible for them as far as supervision and evaluation and giving them direction. We're asking board approval of the document.
That's a very good program.
Is it one or two staff? I looked through here.
We provide one and the state provides the second.
That's a very good program. Beneficial to a lot of people in ag. What's the board's pleasure?
Good. Go ahead. I move to approve the MOU between Jackson Soil and Conservation and the board and authorize you to sign.
Have a motion and a second. Moving Mr. Donifro. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Move along.
Mr. Westbrook, item number 7 is the request for board approval to solicit for cleaning services at the Health Department, Library, and Probation Office. This is a service that has historically been provided by the private sector. We're asking to allow us to go out and obtain proposals for this service on the same buildings. Again, it's for cleaning services.
Remind me, and you may not know, and I should maybe Mr. Crutchfield or not. Why do we do those 3 buildings separate from the rest of the buildings? Mr. Daniels?
Daniels, you might be able to answer that.
Primarily, each facility has additional funds provided from, so like the health department has funds through the Department of Health that can offset the cost. And the health department, again, specifically the size of it, we've had to increase our staffing to accommodate. So it works out better for us.
So for this building, we use county staff?
We do.
Okay, so the other building, these are the only buildings that we own that we use outside vendors to provide cleaning services for.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
Make
right,
a motion to approve.
all right, got a motion, from Commissioner Crutchfield. Do I have a second?
Second.
Yes,
So
sir, go
we're
ahead.
asking, we're soliciting bids for
Yes.
this?
Proposed.
You get a second from Mr. Docker. What's the pleasure of the board vote? Raise your right hand. All right, unanimous consent. Go ahead.
Mr. Westbrook, the next item is associated with debris monitoring services. The RFQ was, put out on the street for proposals. Those proposals were received and the, proposals were ranked. The highest ranking proposal was, proposer was Debris Tech. We're asking the board to approve awarding to Debris Tech.
Chairman, I move approval.
Motion made by Dr. Fire, second by Mr. Crutchfield. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, the same sign. Unanimous consent. We all agreeable tonight, so what?
Okay,
Move on.
next item, Mr. Westbrook, is item number 9. This is request board approval of addendum and work authorization number 5 to an agreement for building inspection services. Basically, what we're trying to do here is extend the current contract so that we can receive and rank new proposals to provide that service. So we're extending the current contract with EPCI for 60 days.
There's legally nothing wrong with us doing that, so.
To extend the,
This wasn't submitted to legal.
it is a service that was procured in accordance with policies established by this board. So if you establish the policies, then you have the right to change the policy.
And we're
And
just,
you can amend a contract that you,
we're only extending this just to give us time to get to the RFQ process.
yes,
And who is this doing this work?
EPCI.
EPCI, they're out of Bay County. The owner of EPCI is Mr. Bo Crew.
Yeah, I know
I'm familiar.
Mr. Reed.
They do quite a few inspection services for
He's very good.
government organizations.
He's very good.
I'll offer a motion to approve the request.
And I will second. Okay. Got a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Move along. Unanimous consent.
Next item,
Go
Mr.
right.
Westbrook, item number 10. This is a request board approval of amendment number 1 to the governor's job growth grant, which is grant number G0129. Basically what we're trying to do, what we are doing, if the board approves this, is that we're removing the design services from the original grant agreement, because the design services were performed with other dollars at a different time. So, we are able to use the dollars that were set aside for design in another area under this grant. So we're basically just removing the design.
So we'll use these dollars for this project, but construction instead of design.
Yes,
I'll offer a motion to approve the amendment and authorize you as chairman to sign.
I can see that.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, the same sign. Unanimous consent.
Next item, Mr. Westbrook, item number 11 is request board approval for the use of District 4 bond money to place rock on Strickland Road. If the amount is approximately $50,000.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion and a second, put the rock on
I mean, I
Strickland.
can do that, hold on.
I don't know that I don't think it matters. It's
No.
the county's money. I mean, it's not.
Oh, that's
I just requested,
It's just.
I'm just requesting. I'm moving.
okay.
I'll second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Put rock on Strickland Road from the bond money. All in favor, raise it.
I need.
Go right ahead.
I'd like an explanation of that. I don't know if it's, I follow that.
Sir.
I don't follow what's going on there. Can you explain to me what's happening there?
Yes.
I'll be glad to if that's the pleasure of the board, but,
Sure.
That's my pleasure. I want to know as a commissioner. I want
Yeah.
to know as a commissioner,
It's strict construction
I'll
there,
give you-
money.
I don't mind explaining it.
Go right ahead.
To the best of my ability. Mr. Spires, several years ago, the Board of County Commissioners, borrowed $10 million. They had 3 million, extended it to 10 million. And as I understand from reading documents, the funds were split between the commissioners, and each commissioner had access to a certain amount of those bond dollars to be spent in their district. And so, all 5 of the commissioners have that money and have the ability to determine where those capital improvements are made within their district.
And it has to be transportation related.
Do what now?
It has to be transportation related.
Transportation,
Can't be
because it
used.
is the road construction work.
Okay, all right. So this improvement will be within District 4?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, still got a motion in a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign, unanimous consent, moving on.
Item number 12, Mr. Westbrook, is request board discussion regarding the revised contract and with the county attorney, and take action on that proposal by the county attorney. To continue to provide legal services to Jackson County Board of County Commissioners.
The changes are basically changes in rates.
Yes, sir.
So the monthly retainer is being proposed at 1,500. What was it currently?
It's $1,000 and that hasn't changed since the fall of 2018.
And then the hourly rates, are they the same, or did that change as well?
Mine went up, I think Matt's went up,
It went from 200 to 275.
yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is the contract about up? Is your contract up?
I'm actually not under a contract.
There's I think, based on the research that we did, there was a contract several years ago, an agreement. And then it was in the language of that agreement at some point, it would have to be renewed every year. That's my general, as I understand from what I read before.
It's never really been,
Not since I've been on here, has it been renewed? I don't know whether that's an oversight or what, but it's not.
none of my communities have me working under a written contract right now. I've got 7.
Y'all know how I like RFPs, or
Yep.
Qs. I think we need to send out an RF. What is it? RFQ?
RFP,
RFP, an RFP for legal services.
I move we have request for proposal for the contract of Ms. Jordan, if we call it hers, and if we don't, then for our attorney to move, to know what we want to pay. We're in a tight budget stress, have been for some time, and they're gonna be in it for longer, but I move that we do that.
Got a motion on the floor from Chairman Westbrook. What's your motion?
To request for proposals.
A second from Commissioner Branch. Any further discussion?
I just have some questions here.
Sure. Go ahead.
Ms. Jordan, under your monthly retainer, there are several other positions listed, like paralegal, third law clerk, and things like that. Has that been something that's been existing all along? or-
It has.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
Currently have a Florida registered paralegal, as well as Mr. Goldhagen, who was in attendance at the last meeting. For close to 10 years, I've been hiring 3rd-year law students at FSU to serve as remote law clerks. And I try whenever possible to delegate research, memoranda to those law clerks. And you pay a rate based on what the law clerk is paid, not my rate.
So these investments is beyond your monthly retainer? In addition to, I should say,
Your monthly retainer covers your 2 regular meetings, the guaranteed coverage at your 2 regular meetings. So going up by $500 is going up by less than an hour per meeting.
I guess, let me
And
ask the
that-
question a little bit differently, I guess. I guess what I'm asking is that how are their rates determined other than, in addition to your retainer?
So
Or is it something separate or like your monthly retainer is $1,500, is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. Does that not include, that's not including these other individuals who may be involved?
that includes Mr. Goldhagen if he comes to cover your meeting. I pay him by the hour to cover your meeting. So sometimes y'all cost me money when you
So,
have a long meeting.
I guess if I'm following your question, if I were to call you and spend an hour on the phone with you discussing an issue, that hour, that billable hour is not included in the retainer.
Correct.
And so you would bill your hourly rate
Yeah.
at this $2.75 per hour for that hour.
Yes. While we're talking about this, let's talk about the fact that my workload has decreased by about 75% since your new county administrator came on board. The majority of your agenda did not go to legal for review. Prior to Mr. Dean becoming your administrator, I averaged about 40 to 50 hours a month for this county. I'm currently averaging 10 to 15.
And I'm sure there are probably a number of reasons for
And
that.
this letter was dated July 1st. This was prior to really Mr. Dean doing any work. The last regular work that I had came in the end of June.
So if I understand, the $1,500 will be just for the 1,000, what you're doing right now, would just be for you, the 2 meetings, or if we have a special meeting and you gotta come, that'd be extra.
That's extra unless you don't have a second meeting that month. So
So
sometimes
basically,
you-
2 meetings a month,
it
you come
covers 2
in this
meetings.
meet here, and then anything other than that, $275 an hour.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
When does the other individual's salary, hourly rate comes into play, I guess is what I'm asking.
I mean, you're currently paying these rates now, but I'll give you an example of something that might come under clerical work. So when we have to take an old document, an old ordinance, and it has to be retyped, that's something that I would delegate to my clerical staff. It's work that's done for your benefit, so that's something that I do charge you for. But you're not paying for my clerical staff to stamp envelopes or scan documents or file papers, things that they do to benefit my firm. The Florida Register paralegal, she can conduct legal research, and she does. She drafts pleadings, motions. And the same with Attorney Goldhagen. I delegate to him because he gets paid less than I do. I've been practicing for 16 years. I've been a local government attorney for 15 years. I've been with this county since 2012.
I don't have a problem, with a rate increase. I guess what I would ask before I would be willing to take action on this is, I know that these rates, both your current rates and your proposed rates, are much less than what attorneys are being paid for in Walton County and Okaloosa County and some of those other places. But by the same token, this isn't those counties, and I think I'd like to maybe ask, staff to do a little research and see what rates other counties are paying their attorneys. Are you serve as a county attorney for Washington County?
No, this is my only county. I serve constantly on Westville, Esto, Chipley, Vernon, Weewha-Hitchcock, and Jackson County. And everybody got a rate increase this year.
Yeah, and I, with the cost of everything going up, again, I think a rate increase, a fee increase is probably justifiable. And this is just a big increase. I mean, when you're talking about $1,000 to $1,500, that's a pretty big increase. And I just like to make sure that, if we do elect to go forward with giving you a increasing your monthly retainer and your hourly rates, we're comparative to counties similar to us.
Well,
But we've got we've got a motion.
I wouldn't,
yeah, go
can
ahead.
I say something?
Yeah, absolutely.
I really don't. I just like finding out what everybody, what other, counties pays. You know, I just like the bid process. I think that gives us an opportunity to see just what you said. Have no problems with your work. I just like other things that's come up here recently. I just think we need to start going through the bid process on certain things to see if we can save money.
You know, I certainly agree with that on certain things, just like what you say, certain things. I think there are some professional services, including attorneys, that architects, engineers, professional services, where you don't want to engage a service based on dollars alone. And it should be based more on the quality of service. And I think we can probably get to you know, whether these are what these proposed rates are, whether they're fair, by looking at some comparative counties and seeing whether whether the $1,500 a month is high, or is it low, or is it where it should be.
All right, Mr. Donofrio, when I asked about this with Carr Riggs Ingram, and I brought up to y'all that they had a substantial increase in their contract, Clay, what was the result of that vote?
We'd have to look it up, but I think it was 5-0.
Y'all did not want to put your auditing services out for bid. What is the difference in me and my services?
Just that you're asking for a fairly large increase in your fee.
As did Carr Riggs Ingram.
I don't think it was quite the same percentage of an increase.
But my workload has also been cut.
I understand that. I mean, you're doing less work there. So, I mean, I don't see how that enters into it.
I'm not even making as much now as I was before June.
But you're spending less hours doing it.
Yes, and I'm also, you all are approving all kinds of things that haven't been reviewed by your law.
Question. I call for the question.
Or did you call
Let's
the question on the vote? So we got a motion from Commissioner Branch, second from Commissioner Westbrook. You made the motion, got a motion from Commissioner Westbrook, second from Mr. Branch. All those in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising the right hand. All opposed, same sign. Was that a yes or no vote?
Yeah.
Yes. So
I don't have a problem. I like to say the $1,500, I don't have a problem with the $275, $1,500. I just wonder for the normal rate, if for 2 meetings a month, you know, and then it goes to $275, you know, on an hourly basis. I have a little problem with that, I guess. And it may be okay, you know, but you know, I reckon I don't see where it hurt to check, see what normal rate goes. It may be higher.
Well, I guess
Go
go ahead, Commissioner.
I just have a question related to that. We talked about the reduction in legal hours. Now, what accounts for that? Why are the hours been so little as compared to what they have been legal hours?
I don't have any problem with your ability of your work.
That's not what you said in the past.
May I speak with you being quiet, please? May I? Would that be all right? I was gonna brag on you if you give me a chance, but at the same time, this commission ain't got enough money to get us across the street with. So in that regard is why I voted the way I did and request for a proposal. I'm sorry, now you can have the floor if you like.
Mr. Chairman, I don't think my question was addressed. May I ask it again?
Yes, sir.
My question is, what is the reason for a reduction in the number of legal hours that you're providing to us? Who can tell me that?
All I can tell you is the work is not being submitted to me.
Do we have fewer legal issues that are arising or what? I mean, there has to be a reason for it.
I know you want, like Miss, Jordan said, maybe she has not received, work that she has typically received in the past. But I mean, I have not changed the way I look at things. I've not changed my, the way I, determine what needs a legal review and what doesn't need a legal review. And, maybe that is not consistent with what has been done in the past. At least that's what seems to be implied. And, I just don't see a need to review every single thing, have it looked over by an attorney. That's the only thing I can, and I'm assuming that. I don't know that for a fact.
When I thought about this, my reaction was that Ms. Daniels had been here for several years, but she still was fairly inexperienced relative to the experience Mr. Dean has as a city manager for the largest city in Jackson County. So with his longer length of period serving as an administrator, both at the city and now here, I just assumed that he felt more qualified to make those decisions and reduce what was being sent to legal, which is a good thing. If it's saving us dollars and not getting us in legal trouble.
But I must add though that Ms. Daniels or Mr. Dean are legally trained. So let's keep that in mind.
Okay.
Mr. Rooks, were you able to find the vote on the CR? And can you clarify too, that the county did not put their insurance out for proposals this year?
They did not put their insurance out. And the results of the vote,
I think it was, if I understand it, I voted against it. Willie Spires, Commissioner Spires voted against it. Ed Crutchfield, you voted to put it out.
I voted to Ed Crutchfield and Donnie Brown.
That's right.
3-2.
3-2.
Okay,
Move forward.
let's move along.
I need it on the record that my professional services are being treated differently than other professional service providers.
Thank you. We all have an opinion. Move on.
The next item on the agenda under section 5, Mr. Westbrook, is a request board approval to waive the Ag Center rental fees on Highway 9 into the Panhandle Youth Expo. The Panhandle Youth Expo, the Panhandle Youth Group, they provide or work closely with IFAS. They also work with the Jackson County School Board, and they influence and provide services to Alabama, Florida, and Georgia youth as it relates to this type of activity. They're asking for the board to waive their fees for the use of that facility.
I'll offer a motion to waive those fees.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion and a second to waive the fees for the youth, that what we cherish the most in this county. And everybody, probably saying aye. All opposed, same time.
Mr. Westbrook?
Yes, yes, sir.
The two additional items that we added, item number 13 is to establish a ranking committee by the board to evaluate the CEI services proposals that we've received for Pooser Road. We're asking that the board act as that ranking committee.
This is for CEI services for Pooser Road.
Pooser Road construction. So
And the request was the
the board
commissioners.
be the committee.
I'll offer a motion to approve the Board of County Commissioners acting as the selection committee for CEI services for Pooser Road.
Second. Got a motion and a second. For the Pooser Road, all in favor, raise their right hand. All opposed, same sign. Anybody got anything else?
Mr. Westbrook, one more item
Yes,
under
sir.
section 5. There have been, and Mr. Rooks, you can jump in anytime you want to, but there is unclaimed funds that the state has given back to Jackson County. And we're asking for the board to approve the acceptance of those unclaimed funds that are being directed
How
back
much are they?
to the Board of County Commissioners. Mr. Rooks, I believe it's $88,100.30.
now, don't get too excited. That's not gonna be every year. There were 2 or 3 big ones. But but the state sent it back to us. We've advertised it. It's now, you guys have to accept it in the meeting and then we'll cut you a check.
Can we do it all, put it in it?
It has to be, I think it's in fine and forfeiture. Isn't that what we talked about? Mr.
Yeah.
King, it has to be in the fine and forfeiture.
Go to fine and forfeiture.
What's the board of
I want for a motion to approve the acceptance of those, return funds.
Okay. I have a second, I have a motion and a second to accept those funds from the state. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Tell them to send it quick as they can.
Ms. Westbrook, I do have one more item, if that's
You
okay.
recognize, go ahead.
As commissioners may or may not know, the 30th of this month is legislatures will be in Mariana for Jackson counties to listen to the citizens of Jackson County. And that is when we typically would present the legislative request to our legislatures. And I believe I've spoken with the commissioners about the 3 or 4 items that we would like to submit legislative requests on. Those being new well, which would help serve the Interstate 10 and Highway 71 interchange. The capacity and the volume that we have out there is we need to ensure that we can accommodate future growth at that interchange. And so well would be one of the top 2. Elevated storage tank would be in the top 2. And then the hardening of fire station number 3 and rehab associated with that.
Which
So
one is number 3? Is that?
the station number, that's the Greenwood Airport.
Who do we apply for that money from? Which
Five.
agency?
It's the Greenwood.
Yes.
I get it. I'll get ready.
So that's the main.
I stand for
Station
number
out
5. So those are the 3 that we would like to submit.
What agency do we apply to?
It's really doesn't go, it goes to our, their state legislator and our, senator, would be the ones that those would go directly to. And with a lot of help from our lobbyist, we would hopefully be successful on at least one of those.
We don't need any action on that, do we? You want action on that?
Just a consensus of the board would be fine
Where would that meeting be held at?
at the Chipola Culture Center, I think is what they call it now.
As I've mentioned before several times, I'll mention again. And Mr. Donovan will be aware of what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure. We got to run from iron water and around this city and county. About the only place that I can see that we could think about was out somewhere out 71. Out there where the water wouldn't be irony. Maybe test part as we go, and that'll happen if the engineer puts it in. So we'd be much better without iron than we would be treated by iron, because we got a project right now going for about $500,000 down there at the interstate. There right there on Chipola River. And that's a mess. I'm not telling anybody they did a wrong thing by putting it there, but that may have been the only place they had. But right down there on the bank of that river is not the place to put a municipal type well. Now,
Was there discussion about putting a well, maybe it was an elevated storage tank on the property that real life
Yes,
owns? Has that been resolved?
Mr. Donifro, we are in the process of trying to come up with an agreement that we can basically, as we have discussed before, where Camp Real Life would donate property to the Jackson County Board of County Commissioners. In exchange, we would satisfy their delinquent debt as it's owed for water and sewer.
and the water that's right there will burn your tongue when you drink it. So keep that in mind. The ones that are right there that we refurbished for the county at 10 years, 12 years ago. There's an iron filter sitting there that we installed to begin with, so this iron water. To get away from that, we're gonna have to go across that mill pond to the other side somewhere there where we can find something that's decent.
That's all,
Y'all broke down over there?
That feels like,
that's all I have, Mr. Westbrook, unless you have something else.
I have one thing. Yes, sir, you go ahead.
I just want the question the attorney asked, it was February the 24th, and it was a unanimous vote. We
To
looked at
approve CRI,
Pardon me?
to approve Carr Riggs Ingram's contract
Yes,
at an increased rate.
it was February the 24th in the minutes. We looked it up.
I've heard complaints back and forth a lot about the planning commission, right back and forth. But I would request only, I don't question your job or anybody's job. But at the same time, I sure want to see people be nice to people when they ask a question or question us about a variant or anything. I would like to see and be sure that they won't come complain. Now, their opinion of being smart aleck and my opinion might be different, but at the same time, I hope that we can show the diligence of being nice to people, especially from this county.
We're in the service business. We need to be,
Yes, sir.
we need to be
Yes, sir.
cordial.
They do it, you do it at your office, don't
Way to be
you? We
successful.
do it at mine. Now, that's all I have. I apologize for taking anybody's extra time, but anyway,
I have nothing else. Mr.
I would
Westbrook.
like,
you want to say something?
I'd like to put a motion on the floor to move the fourth meeting, our second meeting of the month, which is the fourth Tuesday from 6 o'clock to 5:30, so that we can get out of here at a decent time and provide for the people that do come to our meetings, so they can get home at a decent hour as well.
Got anybody for the matter of getting it on the floor? I can hand that to you or to somebody.
Have a
And
motion
second your motion.
Got a motion to move our regularly scheduled second meeting of the month from 6 o'clock till 5:30. Second from Commissioner Westbrook.
Comment, please.
Yes,
I think I've stated before, I came to was 29 years ago, we're meeting at 9 o'clock every Tuesday. My concern at that time was that there were many people who could not attend Board of Commissioners meeting because they were at work. I moved that the board meeting to move to 6 o'clock in the evening. I believe it passed unanimously for that very reason, so that everybody could participate in county government. If we move that to 5:30, we're gonna exclude a lot of people who would like to be here in attendance. For the convenience of whom? We're not here for our convenience, we're here for the people's convenience. Therefore, I cannot support moving the meeting to 5:30. I have a lot of people who work in the Dothan area, but I represent the northern part of the county. By the time they go home or whatever, stop back home and get here, it's gonna far exceed 5:30. So I think that would be a poor decision from the board tonight. All right.
Got a motion and a second. Any other questions, discussions? My only comment is that we've got a lot of people that have attended these meetings. And it would provide a convenience to them to allow them to get out of here at 7 o'clock instead of 7:30. And we don't have a lot of people from Brushville attending. It's not.
But they did have the opportunity to commission down the road. If they wanted to attend, they need the opportunity to be able to come. And what kind of significant difference would it make in 30 minutes? Getting out early, 30 minutes. What's the significance of that?
30 minutes.
That's not significant, Mr. Donald. You live me around.
You've got your opinion, I've got my
I
opinion.
know you do, but I'm
Okay.
expressing my opinion.
I
I
understand.
think it's wrong to do that.
I understand.
I want you to know
You
that.
you have made your point clear.
Okay, thank you.
I come to Father's property and the people that I represent in the Grateful area, and Alfred area is a little closer, but Grateful area, if they wanna come, they still got fathers to come. You have the shortest. I mean, that's your choice, my choice, but I think we need to leave it alone.
Right, the flip side of that is, if we get out of here 30 minutes earlier, how's their return trip home be a little bit more convenient for them. I mean, guess there's two ways of looking at it. And I'm not saying that you're wrong. I get what you're
It's
saying.
been that way all these years, so my feeling to be leave it alone.
Any other discussion? Hearing that, all those in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising the right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion fails 2-3. Thank you.
That down. Well, take it back. Anyway. Are we finished?
Yes.
We done?
All right.